This was just our keys to success. I think Bill asked me, and I had to think, okay. I think we started off, we always have excitement about food, and people are excited about our food all the time. They're excited about the food they eat. We stuck to the principle that cooperation means working together through thick and thin. We stuck with that. We have close monitoring of our finances and our sales. We started metrics from the very get-go. The most rudimentary balance sheet and financial statement you can write. You need it from the first moment on that you started selling things. We have robust inventory management. We used to actually inventory the whole store once a week. We now have the whole store gets inventoried on an 8-week cycle. We break it down. So once a week, some area of the co-op gets inventoried. We do a full inventory once a year for our audit. We have open and transparent democracy, and we have a comprehensive member labor system that encourages community, reinforces ownership, and reduces the need for paid labor. Bill said, asked me, what would you do differently? So maybe you can learn from our mistakes. I think I have this up here. The first thing we would do differently, this is our store in I'm not sure when. We were originally in that building, and then we were in this building here. This is a separate building, which we now own. But and I made a joke. I said, I have to have this picture because we'd have a real loading dock. This is our receiving area, right through there, right through these two gates. Get yourself a real loading. With the volume we do, it's kind of, to have it right onto the street is kind of, it's New York, but it's still, that was one thing we would do differently. But mainly, I think the thing is we would establish early on the member equity investment. We weren't very clear about that in the beginning. People gave money, wasn't really clear what they were doing with that money. We accidentally called it a deposit. Don't ever call it a deposit. People think, I don't know what they think, it's just like redeemable on demand. It conveyed the wrong image. We had our first member equity investment when we wanted to buy this building, and we realized we didn't have a really equity investment, and so everyone was asked to contribute $10. It raised enough money to put down the down payment on that building. So I think you have to have, it's also because you're asking people for money, it should be very clear what that amount of money is from the beginning. I'm trying to think of that last thing. Outreach. We're in a different time than 1973, so outreach is more, can penetrate more quickly and be dispersed more rapidly. So I would use all the tools available to you to reach out to the community. Social media, meetings, Facebook pages, blogs, whatever it is. We didn't have that, but not only did we not have that, we didn't do a very good job in the beginning of outreach. Probably because I think that they tried and then they were just like, we got to get it up and running and people will just come. Luckily they did come, but I would say that's not the way to do it. You really have to have outreach. Okay. So here we are today. So that building I was showing you just before is this building. So we own 3 contiguous buildings, which was actually a key to our success probably should be that we were able to expand on site. We were able to buy contiguous buildings, which was actually great that we never had to uproot ourselves from our original location. But just in a nutshell, member owned and operated. High quality, extremely fresh produce. Food in bulk or packaged by the co-op. That's really on-site packaging using member labor. Food that's responsive to the members. That's a part of who we are, is that we have people it's responsive in that it responds to what they're not buying, so we remove that to get something they are buying, but we also have a way in which members can can actually recommend products. We have really good relationships with our suppliers. That's really important. These people are giving you your food or selling you your food, so have a really good relationship with them. Promptly pay them, fairly negotiate with them. You know, it's a relationship you want to nurture, you want to keep over time. So treat them with respect, and they will give you a lot back, I think, in return. You have to have a store, hopefully. You should have a store that has equal space retail and equal space storage. Storage is really important in the grocery business, especially you don't want to have on-demand stocking like a lot of stores now where they just roll it in towards the shelf. You actually want to take advantage of storage, which means that if there's a good price on something and it's something that can keep, you can buy more of it and keep it. And I think that's about it.